Get ready for the dictation. In 3, 2, 1, start. Sir, I think this debate will have a positive and beneficial effect on the settlement of this strike. Most of the members, almost all the members who have spoken here, have sympathized with the cause of the workers, the demands of the workers. Nobody has said that the workers are putting forward unjustified demands. Now, unfortunately, some issues have been brought in which have created some amount of confusion. Even in the statement of the minister, which he had made here on the floor of the House and in the other House, for example, I must clear those one or 2 points. First, it was stated here that the strike was illegal. Though there were some confusion in the press, we read that they said that we had not declared it illegal, but it becomes automatically illegal. It becomes automatically illegal because conciliation proceedings were pending and they went on strike, which was illegal. I just want to correct the record a bit. Under the Industrial Disputes Act, notice has to be given of strike. It has enjoined upon the employees of the public utility concern to serve notice before they go on strike. This was done by all the four federations, including the Congress led INTUC Federation. It is the responsibility of the unions that they have to serve due notice. Under Section 22 of the Industrial Disputes Act, once a notice of strike is received, it is the responsibility of the government immediately to start conciliation proceedings, and the Act says that the conciliation proceedings have to be conducted by a conciliation officer. In the present case, no conciliation officer appeared on the scene for the simple reasons that the negotiations were being conducted at the highest level between the minister himself and the leaders of the four federations. The question of conciliation officer coming along and holding conclusion proceedings does not arise in this case. It is not relevant because the negotiations were going on at the top level. Now, to say that conciliation was pending, therefore, the strike is automatically illegal. I do not know why they are making so much out of it, except to try to confuse the public that we have done something illegal. It is said that essential services like water supply, fire fighting, hospitals, electricity, etc., have been exempted from the purview of the strike. It is quite correct, we always do that. We have also exempted all defense cargo. Any vessels carrying defense cargo will be handled in spite of the strike by us. Passenger vessels will be handled. Any ships which are in distress will of course be normally treated as they should be, and whatever work was done during the last 5 days in respect of these matters is being done free by the workers without taking any wages. Don't say that our attitude is an irresponsible attitude. I only want to wish to add my voice to what the other honorable members have said for the use of debating on the demands of grants for the defense ministry and we were talking of the role of Navy in repelling back the external aggression, and here the Navy is being used to break the strike of the workers. This is a very unfortunate situation which should not repeat in future. I would tell the government that this is not the proper way to deal with such matters. Such strikes have taken place in many countries. This has not happened for the first time. Many times, railways, dock, and port workers have gone on strike. Longshore men in America have gone on strike so many times. These are democratic countries like ours with a parliamentary government. The army and navy have been never brought in to break the strike. This should not be done. It will have unhealthy consequences. Many honorable members had already emphasized this point. I do not want to go into the details of it. The question now is, how is it that wage revision agreements running into crores of rupees were successfully negotiated in the other public sector undertakings? Now, nowhere it was necessary for the workers to go on strike, neither in coal nor in steel, petroleum, BHEL, or any of the major public sector undertakings, where new wage agreements were signed in the course of last 1 and 1.5 years. How is it that only in the case of port and dock workers things have come to such a pass where a strike has taken place and it is going to complete 1 week? We do not want the strike to go on. We want a settlement. If the government wants to test the unity or determination of the workers, well, I think 1 week is ample to demonstrate them, and it is not necessary to prolong that. We have made it clear. The four federations have also said that. You have read that in the newspapers this morning. Stop. Thank you.